So the question is, if Mahama say he's coming back, NDC people, I know you are going to say you are very happy. What about the MPP people? Are you also happy for yourselves? You know, the question is, happy because you think, oh, Mahama, as you people call him the dead goat, on the, can I say, yes, I am mokeshri. That means the Muha, he's not that heavy at all for you guys, so you are happy. NPP people, I will try and see if I can get some NPP guys here in the UK to ask them questions. But that is what it is. The other thing is, I read that this afternoon, Mr. or Honorable Okujato Ablakwa, the MP for Northtown, he is an NDC MP who has become a thorn in the backside of those people building the cathedral. And recently, if you remember, there is a case going on about one gentleman, a pastor or a clergyman who apparently has double identities or two identities. And Okujato is claiming that is fraudulent. You know, so the case, what we heard or we were made to believe that this clergyman, Kusi Boating, Reverend Kusi Boating, has served some injunction or something in a court for Okujato Ablakwa to go and answer. It's so transpired that today, when Okujato and his lawyers and other NDC people throned is it High Court or somewhere in Accra, a court in Accra, it was revealed that no such injunction has been filed. I mean, how can that be possible that a public figure says someone maybe is trying to undermine his integrity, so he has filed an injunction in the court? People got ready, go to the courts, and they found out that no injunction has been served. Waste of everybody's time and everything. In a court of a proper society, most of these, so-called pastors and the rest of them, they don't even have chance to, do anything. But Akufo-Addo is running a country in such a way that people associated in his government or people with him have the field day. I mean, they have the freedom of the country to do anything they want. Madam Fubeka, Osman Samusa, don't start to. Me come say, what a shame. What a shame. What a shame. That is the point. What a shame that now people use the law, the courts, and everything just to pursue their personal agendas, even sometimes when it isn't okay. If you see what I mean, people have started or think that because they are associated with Akufo-Addo's government, they can do anything at all in town. That is what is happening. So my rant this evening, my monologue is on three things. One is that Okujato Ablakwa went to court and found out that no injunction has been served on him. Then Mahama has thrown his heart into the ring again. Then we have this issue, a very, crude and unacceptable phenomenon, something that is happening in Ghana politics. If you have not forgotten, not quite long ago, the NPP party tends to run the affairs of parliament from their party headquarters. That is, they state publicly what the parliament or the MPs in the parliament, what they should do. Well, some of us have criticized that attitude, and that is not proper, it's not good, it's not right. Why should a party be directing the parliament publicly? I mean publicly. If the party has a stance on certain government policies or issues, of course, they discuss it in their head office, or then they will let the party, parliamentary party, know about the position of the party. Then the parliament will have to be allowed to do its work. But when it comes out that it turns out that the party every now and again will go to the media to go and direct proceedings in parliament, I don't think that is proper. I don't think that help in the cause of a proper democracy, and it helps in the national interest, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, these precedents set by NPP is being adopted by the NDC. What a shame. What a shame that the NPP told their parliamentarians to vote in a certain way, and that if they don't do what they are being told to do, then they are liable to be sanctioned or not voted for again, and everything. You see? So we some of us actually we disagreed and we condemned it. Now the NDC is almost doing the same. When I heard the deputy general secretary of the NDC saying on air that they have instructed their MPs to reject all Akufo-Addo's nominees. Obviously, most or almost every NDC member will be happy to, that they will be happy to see their MPs on their part reject nominees by Akufo-Addo. Yeah, that's what perhaps all of them want. But what isn't right is for the party to be seen to be giving the instructions to the parliamentary group in public. That, to me, is not refined. It's not proper. It's not correct. So that is also another issue we need all to discuss. Let me go for a short break. I'll be back with the continuation of this topic.
President Nanado, your friend Matheson, Sunyana Namo. Makotna awonu Holland, ako Sam in Fifure. Sikaka kre minyayeno. Me diaba mia me maimu, Ghana. Diaba betu registered bank, AJN bank yi. President Nanado, ube TV so bekatre Ghana for se. JN Bank anye ne jumaye. Tiwaje bank ne licenses no. With the customers misika be mo. 3 years muni, mensanka misika. Sika kakre ka ye no so. 550 million. Media kwa koto commercial bank. Na medi nimse commercial bank de medi misika koto ho a e save. President Nanado enam IMF bosiana wo kwa ko boninti. Osimi misika 550 million na odi akwa koye adwuma nya interest wo so no. Once the Quran umfa mame. Misika trene no so. Ose umfa mame. Jese 2024. Na sika no interest ketuwa no a menya no. Obema me mu 5%. Menya adwuma wo Ghana. Mintimi so enko Holland se me koye adwuma. Mimfi akọ animu kakra. Kwan ben so na mefa so a me ne meyire ne memba ibedidi. Mr. President, mesro se me ma se me be street carefully ho. Mia misika makosam infifure enya no. Mesro se obema mensa aka. Obi bia obi tie saa me audio me record ni bi no. Mesro se mo de beto mo platform so. Ebetimi afa so ma President Nanado nensa aka. Wenyama se ni bi etie. Ghana mpaying for mesrem so se mo ne President Nanado be kasa ma me. Medamase.
Good morning, President Nana Ado Adankwa Akufo-Addo. Ano pay me ba no boko. Me din the ASP retired Franklin Nati. Me son Ghana ewo police mo 24 plus years. Na me gratuity me san kano me di top bond 2 years. Aka 1 year this year, September. Year 2023. Na mi bond no amateur. Wo adwina wo de ba ye say wakoboka ana wa bugana abofom enti me bra ma bre sika medi to bond no commercial bank no onfa mame we enye am robber ena ebe chimiji misika o oman panyi a ya to abama no se onhwe yeso emra wo fru plane 18,000 pounds an hour nkrofo kachre wanted. Emra wo fa so many ministers se omunu na onye omu betumi aye adwuma nkrofo kachre wanted. Ene your incompetence inti me bre amabre me disika yedi tua me ka se gratuity me fa hwe me ho so no usi wafa this is 2033 se mi manum na opese omumbe jisika na me nananom a menim president woni diemu misrew unuana ni bank edi enim eji loans no mfaso a wanya no misrew mano fansa mfaso no ekutu yesika no mesika no mfa mami nanado utrimu yedin papa obi a maye juma Ghana mra kire se 24 years plus no yentu ameka as a retired officer no usi untu ameka menya 60 years here nanado minister mibisa wo. Have you been a civil servant in Ghana before? Have you worked as a civil servant? Please. Nanado. Mimpese. Mbe kasatiao. Mimpese mbe dumi usu eni ubusiya derby. Midi yao esreo. Tise na Mr. Matheson. Efri sunyani esreo no. Jai misika mami. Midin the ASP Franklin Quintessential. Me tome bond wo commercial bank. It was Accra North branch. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Anybody who receives this, please send it to as many platforms for Nana Akufo-Addo to see, to hear, and to see. Or his cousin Ken Oforiatta.
Manage 2 years. Says here the Fiora Bia 2 years. I wanted them. What's name? What's name 2 years? We are 2 years account. Says here, no, sir, then someone has said per se. Open single room. Says here, no, put us 600. Put 500. Put 700, 800. You're dying. Says here, agent for age 100 CDs for viewing fee, and I say 80 Ghana for viewing fee. Just show you the room. Says here, if you're for beer, your mother am agent for Uchia 9,600. Also, Uchia agent 900, 600, 900 and almost 1,000 CDs. Why? Says here, you to the end day. Why? Like why? What, like why? Hey, like, it's serious. Say, Matsna demo 2 years, I'm paying 8,000. Now I'm supposed to pay 9,600. And you're taking the 2 years. You take 1 year and put. Because you see, me 6 months in 1 year. Say, we hear Juma, me fear. Uba boa no busumi pay a the amount. Say 600 or say 700. You have to eat only small one a pay because a whole month I'm a pay. And see back on one bed. Ume should be you. Ume should be you or my one penny for Munka once a machine. Youth for the year brenna ye kum anyhow. A direct in tea ye betting pointino. Uba come ye kum.
Right, Uber caught my yekun. Serious, rather serious, no serious information, and then a rabano ekano. How accommodation, the rents, and everything in Accra, in Ghana, is just gone through the roof, and people cannot make ends meet. Meanwhile, as for the politicians and their hangers on, they are making it nice and beautiful. They are rich and they are happy. I don't know, 18th of February, if Kujo Ponkruma and his Ministry of Information people had their end of year party. It's supposed to have been 18th of February. If you consider that now it is the party, is the NPP party which responds to any government business. Can you imagine? Richard NEIGHBOUR of the NPP, he responds to any sort of government business instead of the information ministry. I mean, how haphazard, how torn apart can governance be? You know, how disjointed can things be for Ghanaians to know that anyway? So tonight the other issue is about this Okujato Ablakwa. You remember, he and one Kusi Boateng. This fella, according to documents provided by Honorable Okujato Ablakwa, this gentleman has two identities, two different names, and you know, it doesn't augur well. It doesn't look good. I mean, nowhere will this be allowed to, you know, to happen. If it has happened in the UK here, you know, that pastor or reverend or clergy person would have been made to come and explain to public and everything, to clarify that, oh, it had been a mistake. Maybe it wasn't. So maybe the names were changed and on different documents at different times. You know, something like that. But in Ghana, it's rather the impunity of trying to show that he is powerful because he's in the government. And, you know, it so happened that we were all told, including Okujato Ablakwa himself, was informed that he has been served what they call notice of contempt or something in the court, you know, for him to stop making further allegations and the rest. So the date was today when Okujato and the rest of them had to go to court to go and listen. Apparently they gone to court and they were told nothing has been served to him or on him. Wingina, o my bad for any. What you hope is your video court and Sabi, Ufusa, Yamushi show, so called lawyer, Ubabwa, who could do court so ye nishi were against you. I mean, where on earth? Actually, say Kufadunine, a member mancrofo, a day, say a membuno, aye, funny games, beaches, will be a diope. Or say an Accra High Court has said that Member of Parliament for Northton, Samuel Okujato Ablakwa, was not served with any contempt procedure as was suggested. At a hearing on Tuesday, 21st February 2023, that's today, following the filing of charges of contempt against the MP by the Secretary of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, Kwabena Edujemfi, alias, let me scroll this thing down, alias Victor Kusi Boateng, the court noted that the records available before it do not suggest that the MP was served. This follows suggesting that Mr. Ablakwa had kicked out they kicked out documents from Mr. Kusi Boateng that were served to him by a bailiff on the premises of the Metro TV after Good Morning Show on February the 3rd. So, in any case, the motion for contempt, which was filed by Reverend Kusi Boateng, indicated that the reasons Abrakwa gave for rejecting the document were not tangible. It added that the MP also disrespected the court when he shared copies of the court order on social media. But the court, in its judgment on Tuesday, indicated that the respondent, Ablakwa, had not been served nor made any other to be served. You see, as some people are now fuming and very angry about proceedings, everyone knows that instead of the authorities fighting corruption, it looks like corruption itself is fighting good people in Ghana. Corruption is fighting the good people of Ghana. According to the judge, Charles Jemfi Dankwa, documents procured by Ablakwa from social media cannot be accepted as a legal writ from the court. From the records before the court, the respondent has not been served with any contempt procedure, and the court has also not made any order for such process. What learned counsel for the respondent procured either from social media or from learned counsel for the applicant cannot be taken as service of the contempt processes. You see? So, Ensemhunu, Chese, Akufo-Addo, who told Ghanaians that when he becomes president, he is going to use the ANAS principles to, try to uproot or to minimize corruption. This same Akufo-Addo, in his own tenure, has rather, in a way, made it very, very easy for corruption to thrive, you see, because nobody is being asked or being challenged these days. Nobody at all. That is why, yes, you can see two different colors of the same river. One say is brown and dirty and soiled and contaminated. The other is nice, clean, and even ready to drink. I mean, it's very, good, ready to use as anything you want to use it for. You see, everything is happening in this Ghana. I know it's not only in Ghana; it's all over Africa. Governance has become something else. I mean, the trust isn't there. It looks like we haven't got the capacity, the people with the right mind, the right, mindset, or the right setup to lead our countries. All those people, parading themselves as leaders in Africa and elsewhere, especially in Africa, they have become subservient to European capitals or European powers, American powers, where these presidents and their deputies and ministers and parliamentarians, other politicians, hangers on, their main target objective in life, make some big monies in hard currencies, find what I call a safety net house or safety net property in London, in Paris, in Berlin, in New York, in Washington, somewhere, buy it, and you and your family, you are safe. That's all. You see, the idea, the intention is not to build their own countries. Like the Osagyefo wanted to build Ghana. We don't have politicians who have the willpower, the interest of making making their own countries be like the countries they like, they love to travel to. If African leaders had the intention, the willpower, the objective of making their countries livable, their countries proper like advanced countries, if they want to improve the lives of their people, then they wouldn't think about buying houses, having properties, wealth stored in overseas countries. Almost every African politician is doing that. So how do you actually build a country? How do you bring progress to your community, your country, if your own idea is just to, advance the property, what do we call it? The property owning sort of to advance the interest of foreign capitals. And in this, I mean, if politicians in Africa, all what they need is to have big monies to buy houses in London, to save in London so that they can attend hospitals in London. It promotes the business, the commercial, and the economic interest of London instead of, let's say, Abuja or Accra or Abidjan. You see what I mean? Recently, the IMF has brought in somebody to overlook or to inspect or to guide the authorities at the Bank of Ghana. The fellow happens to be from Kenya, and the response from most or some of my country people, is that why should, it's a disgrace for us for a Kenyan to come and manage our bank and everything. But I happen to, as they say, I beg to differ on that point. For me, I'm happy that they brought a Kenyan and not, let's say, a Syrian or a Lebanese or from somebody from Bulgaria or from Romania or from Britain or America, a white person. They brought a Kenyan, he's a black man. Osajifu himself said that, look, the black man is capable of looking after himself. So today, if our banks are in trouble, economy is all over the place, and the fellow who is coming to help, reshape things is a black fellow from Kenya, what is wrong with that? What exactly is wrong with that? Tell me. For me, I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. Whoever made the decision, took the decision to bring a Kenyan, that's fine by me. The only problem is, we as Africans, just ended AU, summit, where head of states and president from Africa will go and sit and talk and eat good food, sleep in nice hotels and go back home. You see, they have gone to make all those noises again. What I would want to know, or I would love to see, is that in future, when we are in trouble with, monies and economy and everything, we should have a bank, not IMF, America-controlled, institutions. We should have a bank like African Bank that has the money to help Africans. We should have that one. I don't think it's too much to ask, is it? Is it too much to ask to find out that, look, whenever we are in trouble, we do have the capacity to help ourselves. Instead of our president going around and shouting and talking to everybody that the Western powers have left Africans to fend for themselves because the COVID came and they haven't brought us money or something. And I'm thinking, this president sometimes surprises everybody. He goes on telling everyone who will listen not to go and beg, not to borrow. And yet, he is now crying that the Western powers didn't give us enough monies. We have so much monies here on our land in Africa. But the fact that you, the president, you take the money and send them away to the very people who then turns around to give you, as they say, supplements. Akin Nkrumah will say, you know, they will turn around and say they are giving you, what do we call it, grants. Let me go on the phone let me put in this music quickly, and I'll go on the phone. Right. So, in conclusion of tonight's rant, my monologue, it's about three things, really. Let me go on the music again. I'll be back. Yeah, so number one on the item is about this idea of political parties trying to run their affairs in the parliament. To me, Mansa Musa, I don't think it's the right thing to do. It's unethical, it's not proper, it's not professional. for the political parties. Of course, they should have their interest, but they can easily discuss it with their parliamentarians quietly. Then the parliamentarians should be seen to be capable and should be seen to be doing their jobs. Instead, we have party officials sitting on radio, directing and telling people that we have told our members in the parliament to reject the nomination. I think it's very unprofessional. That should stop. Because, you see, the NPP, this particular administration, and others administration has brought about so many, the style of governance, these precedents have been set. And we know, some of us know that it is wrong. It shouldn't happen like that. It should never be allowed to happen like that. That today, we have the party, the NPP party, rather responding to government business. I mean, we have a government mouthpiece or the sector that caters for all information in and out of government, and yet that particular sector is quiet on very serious or important matters, and it is the party that comes to respond. It is wrong. It is wrong. This is not proper governance at all. So I am saying that NDC shouldn't copy this blindly. What they have done first and one too much, it should end. We shouldn't hear anyone going to sit on the platforms to say that we have ordered our parliamentarians to do this and that and that and that. Because if you do that, that means in a way the parliamentarians' job, somehow is being, how do I say it? It would have been taken out of their hands even before they start, which is not right. Because if they go to sit on committees and the whole world knows that they are going to do the bidding of their party, it doesn't know. The other one is about this Ablakwa issue, where Ablakwa went to court today, and the court is telling him we don't have any notice or anything served on you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All on the Kufuor governance. But the biggest news of tonight is the one that has just been handed to from Ghana, and it says that JDM, John Dramani Mahama, has now officially thrown his hat into the ring. He has informed his chief of staffs and his elders in the party and his residents that now he's ready to contest for the presidency. And this I'm asking, NDC for Omoniaji, they are rejoicing, jumping and dancing. What about you, the NPP people? I think you say it's not very happy indeed. Anyway, for those of you who have joined me, we are going to go on Facebook very soon, and the YouTube will be switched off. YouTube will be off whilst the Facebook will be on. I'm waiting for my producer to finish his stuff, and we can start from there. So thank you on YouTube, and welcome to Facebook. Where are we on this one? Okay, so let's go here and end it here. Okay, so